Hi everyone, in this video we'll continue to assemble our ramp buggy. We'll finish the pneumatic suspension, install the dashboard indicators and refine the frame so that the ramp can upturn cars in real life. First we'll finish the pneumatic suspension. We took the receiver from Kamaz, it's needed to accumulate the compressed air in the system. We'll plug one of the holes. It'll be possible to pour off condensate through it in future. In the second hole we'll screw in a T-joint with the hitches. We immediately made clamps to attach the receiver. The heart of the entire pneumatic system will be a 2-piston compressor that pumps 70 liters per minute. It's more than enough for 2 airbags. We'll check it right away. We had nothing to cut, the kit included an adapter for a tube. A reverse valve will also be a required element in this system. The valve block will be double circuit, just each bag will have its own circuit. After everything was connected and the valve block became the end point, we checked all connections under pressure. The connections were tested with soap solution. The compressor will stay above the receiver. We didn't manage to screw it with studs. We left the studs and fixed it with a slab. There'll be also a valve block on the receiver. The whole installation will be on the right side behind the passenger's legs. The installation will be attached to the floor through the previously made clamps. Then we connected the right and the left airbags. Now we can pump up the pressure in the receiver and check it. The pneumatic system will be controlled by 2 tumbler switches. One is for the rise, the other one is for the descent. We still need to connect the pressure gauges, but only after dashboard installation. It was cut out from a sheet that was used for the buggy's floor. We decided not to weld it till now. And before this we need to cut a hole in it for control and instrumentation. Most of them were taken from UAZ. We haven't cut the hole for tachometer yet because we didn't know which one to put. We'll be cutting in place. Finally we chose the tachometer from VAZ. It just approaches the diameter of the UAZ speedometer. placed all the instruments on the panel. Looks not bad. Tried to place everything just as in the game model. Now there's left to connect everything. Basically all the instruments have 3 wires, plus, minus and bell wire for the sensor. We also placed the engine and the pneumatic system control switches on the panel. Therewith we put a large red button on the panel to start the engine. After connection there appeared a whole bunch of wires. I twisted everything into a wisp and placed it behind the panel. The pressure gauges had to be slightly modified as they were not adapted to be placed on the panel. I welded the cover to the cabin so that it couldn't fall off and made the support bracket. They'll be connected right after the valves on each airbag. That's all with the devices for now. A pair of control lamps and tumbler switches may still be added along the way. Now we need to make a tailpipe. It'll be double and straightforward. We cut 2 openings in the back for it. We assembled the straight flow in place from the pipe parts on tacks. Now we need to pull it out and weld all the joints. It's pulled out entirely, but for this purpose you need to raise the back of the buggy. The second silencer anchorage point was made on the gearbox. Now we can check it and all the instruments with it. Then we need to do something with the buggy so that it finally can upturn the cars. I had a thought to put the front wheels of a smaller diameter, as because of them the car cannot fly further. But even 12 inches of OKA will stick out and the appearance will suffer at the same time. There was also an idea to make 2 removable stands on the front solitaire on which the car should fly up and fly over the front wheels in theory. But we rejected this idea during the work process as the look will also be ruined. We decided to follow the most difficult and most correct path to make the upper platform of the splitter lifting. Before cutting the welds we welded 5 hinges in a row from the iron door to the front. Now we can cut the top. It's kinda tough work I'd say, since we needed to saw a lot of stuff and some welding seams were closed by pipes. Finally the lid yielded and opened. We also have to completely re-weld the lower part of the splitter as the lid is only held on one pipe and will definitely bend after some hit. To mount the lid in a certain position we'll weld a pair of fixators to it. There'll be the racks on them. I made them mobile, they'll be folded while closing. Such height will be enough to fly over the wheels. The struts will stand on special stops and be fixed with linchpin. We can make automatic lifting in the future, but during the tests we'll lift everything manually. Okay, now we can warm up the engine and make a test with the turnover. In order there was some adherence, we strewed the ground with sand. The OKA was also tied in order it couldn't fly off too far and damage the fence somehow. So this happened. The buggy can really turn over the cars, although with some small revision. There wasn't enough speed, we need to try it again. The second time it got more confident, but still the wheels lacked the hook. There was a small breakdown as the steering rack flew off the clamp. In fact, just one clamp holds the entire rack from displacement. We need to weld several fixators to it and to screw it to the subframe with their help. We put everything in its place and continued the test. Now I want to show you how it looks straight out of cabin. Feels so breathtaking when half a ton flies over your head. At this point, this successful test can be completed. The buggy was able to turn the car over, and did it quite easily. If you like it, put your thumbs up. The splitter after the tests feels good. It even closed under its weight without any grinder machine or a sledgehammer, which means we can try to make it automatic. There's a little scar on the buggy's skin which I think will regenerate with rust. That's all for today. Don't forget to put likes and leave the comments. And if you want to help in promoting of the video, repost it. Special thanks for this. Traditionally, see you in the next most likely final video.